Well, the family gets poured down 20 million is 5:09 a.m. My city, Chicago. Moon, Monday, January the 5th, 2026. 100% on my phone. All right, Mary McIntyre, you ain't gonna believe this, boy. I tell you, my life, if it wasn't for bad luck, I promise you. You know what I mean? All the good I have just as much bad. All right, it's a teachable moment. Check it out. Um, God knew I was gonna lose that damn receipt. Okay, I bought these here Timberlands. Now, I don't even really do Timberlands, but these motherfuckers stood out, right? I seen them at Foot Locker, you know, on 87. As in the child's department, right, looked to be about a size 6, and they was on sale for like $69, right, for the kids. Patent leather Timberlands. So I was like, do you have the adults, right? And they claimed they had ran out, right? But they claimed they was also on sale, for 169. But, all of a sudden, they wasn't on sale. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. When I wanted them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have them on 87. So I said, can you look around or whatever? And stuff. I said, well, how much are they? They was like 219. And I looked at the other ones, and they was 219. But I'm like, if the patent leathers are on sale for the children, then they should be on sale for the adults also, right? And so they wanted me to pay for them on 87, but they didn't have them. I said, I'm gonna have to try them on for 219 plus tax, right? And they sent me to 55th across the street from the Dan Ryan in my city, Chicago. And I went in there, and I was talking about LeBron James, the basketball player on 87, because I had bought these shoes from them on 87. And I was talking about LeBron James. And do you know when I went to 55th, his picture is all up in the Foot Locker on 55th? What I'm trying to make is a point. I'm on a fixed income, okay? Real talk. I'm originated rap since the age of 8, 1975. LeBron James and them, they get their shoes for free. My picture should be all over Chicago. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. For the contributions that I have made and the financial support that I have helped them and everybody to accumulate. Because whatever I wear, go viral, right? Now, the point I'm trying to make is, I lost the receipt after asking the girl for the receipt. It was almost like she didn't want to give me the receipt. Because I'll try to, once I got to 55th, I was like, look at it from my point of view. You understand? They on sale for the children, but not on sale for the adults, and it's the same shoe. So I feel like, people just want more money, more problems, me to death. I've always felt that. That's why I don't got nothing, because they keep robbing me, right? Long story short, pocket watching or whatever. I just got done watching a video how, black families survive without credit. And I don't use credit cards and stuff like that. It's always been cash and carry. If I can't afford it, I won't get it. You understand what I'm saying? And I plan for my future and stuff. And, of course, people didn't want to see me prosper. So I know when it comes down to small financial purchases or whatever and stuff, if I'm having a hard time, which I do every time I purchase something, going to the store, because, the devil comes steal, kill, and destroy. And just like I can't find the receipt after I asked the girl, because she almost acted like she didn't want to give it to me. And I was like, can I get the receipt? You understand what I'm saying? Because I paid $230 for these boots, right? Just to make a point. I lost the damn receipt. You understand what I'm saying? Or it came, some financially, some magically delicious, something happened. Real talk. But God knew something was going to happen, right? So after I bought the boots, after, trying to talk to the manager and, trying to get a deal, trying to, it's after Christmas, work with me, do something. Because with them LeBron James, they worked me. They worked with me on 87. They did. And, I sold merchandise to people all the time, coming up and gave them deals and stuff. So, she was like, my integrity won't allow. I said, they only cost about $15 to make. You understand what I'm saying? Real tough. Anyway, I found this awake. You see the mama and the baby, and she holding the fruit, and the baby is, you know, getting milk from the mother's breast. It says coping with rising prices. Now, I wish I had the receipt, but take my word for it. Okay, Mary McNamara, I wouldn't sit here and lie to you. Long story short, God knew I was going to lose that receipt. I got in front of the Jordan's liquor store on 63rd in my city, Chicago, and found this, right? Because, they be mocking me and stuff, man. They be making fun of me and stuff, for real. Somebody put that there so I can, feel some kind of way. Or God put it there because I knew I was going to lose that receipt. Either way, the point I'm trying to make is I've never spent my money foolishly and stuff, for real. And I always, save for a rainy day, and I never, purchase things with a credit card and things like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because cash and carry. What Too Short say? Cause a brother like me, I'll pay cash. Never ever last. What do you say? I'm never ever last. Cause a brother like me, I'll pay cash. Okay, so the video I watched, it was based around the 1960s and stuff, and how black families saved, and how the neighbors, fair exchange, no robbery. If you had something that I needed and I had something that you needed, we didn't need banks, we didn't need loans, we didn't need nothing. The church had a fund, 10 people, 10 ladies. They'd put $20 in every so often, whatever the time rate was or whatever. And, before it was over with, every lady in that church that put the $20 in, walked away with $200. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. People came together. It was trust and stuff like that. Ain't no trust. You understand? I don't pay these people where I'm at feather fist because they lost trust. You understand? They lost my trust. You understand what I'm saying? They've been railroading me since forever. Now, these Timberlands right here cost me about $70. And I wrote on these my signature and everything. So which one do you think is worth more? This one or this one? I only bought this here because I was looking at a TikTok video of this guy, and he didn't have no shoes on, right? And I go with the spirit. And he said, I want those, and it was some Timberlands in a glass case or whatever and stuff. And that's the TikTok video. So I figured God was trying to tell me something. So I went and purchased these just to tell people I didn't need these. I barely wore these. You understand what I'm saying? But I like making a point. You understand? Why take advantage of people who are on fixed incomes when I'm supposed to be the ones getting these for free? Why? Because free advertising, right? Now free advertising. They pay people like LeBron to wear their product, for free. You understand? Endorsements. That's how they get paid. But when it comes to me and I'm on, fixed income, see, they get everything from together, all the styles and stuff. So you know what I'm going to do is, because I got to be original, right? I'm going to hook these motherfuckers up to my style. They not going to even be looking like Timberlands when I get through with them. You understand what I'm saying? Just like I wrote all on these, I'm going to figure it out with that. And these will be worth more than the money I paid and stuff. To me. You understand what I'm saying? See, I know if I was to die today, the ones who think or want to say I owe them something, which I don't, they'll just collect with all this, just like they did Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, we working just to give it back to the people who, never wanted us to have it from the beginning. We never needed banks and stuff. Back in the day, it was tax free. I remember that. I remember going to the store and purchasing stuff tax free. Just recently, since I've been in this trap building, a little over 8 years, I went to the Black Hawk store and purchased a hat. It was kind of expensive. It was $35, but they did not charge me tax. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. So all this tax and instant gratification, swipe, 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 they stealing. That's all they doing. They just stealing. Yeah, so God knew I was going to lose that receipt. But the girl, she almost act like she didn't want to give it to me anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So Magically Delicious, I don't know how it works with these new people coming over or whatever and stuff, but I've witnessed people with their Magically Delicious stuff, you know what I'm saying, they powers or whatever, do things that, you know what I'm saying, where I lose something. I remember I was walking down the street and I had this necklace on. It was an AT&T, medallion, and, I had hooked it up to my liking or whatever, and this guy was walking behind me, I promise you. And I felt my necklace, it was one of them screw-ons and stuff, you understand what I'm saying, real talk, unscrewing, and I felt it, coming off my neck. So just like God has power, the devil people have power also. But maybe that was God, people telling me, got to be a little more careful. Yeah, I've lost a lot of stuff. Man, they come to steal, kill, and destroy Mary McNamara's. So even if 521, even if you do save, you understand what I'm saying? They know what you're doing. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. That's why P. Diddy came out with the song More Money, More Problems. Real talk. But yeah, by the time I get through hooking these up, you understand what I'm saying? See, they don't want you to look presentable. People like me that they railroading and they know that they owe. They owe me. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want to give me my respect and stuff. You understand? It's crazy. But, yeah, I wanted to prove with the receipt, though. The price and stuff, for real. Because on sale, they was $169. Real talk. But, I went ahead and purchased them because it's the government money. That's how I look at it. It ain't mine. Because if I would have worked for it, for real, I mean, I did kind of, sort of. You understand what I'm saying? But if I would have been out there working a 9 to 5, I would have never got them. Real talk. So, it is what it is. They didn't care nothing about, believe me, I tried to get something. That girl was not budging, and I almost walked out without them and stuff, for real. But I'm worth it. I'm not begging the motherfucker for nothing. This is the 13. So yeah, that's why they say the best things in life are free. This is 15. This is 28. And the music was loud and clear. 1995, when I put my voice to the sound of music on 3 cassette tapes front and back in the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech. And he broke it down. He did a 1967 speech, Martin Luther King, talking about, how they getting over. Real talk. People coming over with nothing and taking from people who earned it. You understand? So, all that hard work I put in, no, I would not. They just gonna have to kill me. I'm going all the way to 525. So I'm gonna try to make it to that. Maybe not, because this video only goes so long. Alright, but yeah. You can learn from it or not. If I had kids, you understand what I'm saying? You gotta make wise decisions. And I've been on my own, all my life. So I've always known that, a penny saved is a penny earned. But I be finding pennies and dimes on the ground and people walk right over them. So I'm trying to figure out what's really going on. Because I don't care how much money you got. See a penny, pick it up. Rest of the day, have good luck. Real talk. It's the 5. I got 5 on me. Real talk. So, yeah, free advertisement. This is the 10, my city, Chicago. Step your game up, man. It is what it is. This video ain't gonna make it to 525 because this thing is gonna go all the way. Let me stop right here. Peace.